Welcome everyone to Discover This. I'm Tom Walker. Today we are in Laughlin, Nevada, and we are going to talk about something that happened on April 10th, 1992. That's the day Sam Kinison died, and Sam Kinison was heading to Laughlin to perform a series of sold-out shows here at the Riverside Resort. So we're going to tell that story, and hopefully you get some insight into what happened on Sam Kinison's last day. So Sam Kinison had married his wife Malika on April 4th in Las Vegas. And then they flew to Hawaii for their honeymoon. And in the very early morning hours of April 10th, they took the red eye from Hawaii back to Los Angeles. And later in the day, Sam and Malika got into Sam's white Trans Am, and Sam's brother Bill and his best friend and opening act Carl LeBove got into a van, and they caravanned out here towards Laughlin, taking Interstate 15 and then Interstate 40. And Sam had 3 sold-out shows here at the Riverside Resort that weekend. So the arrangement was Sam Kinison, when he got here to the Riverside Resort, would pull into the valet area here, and there would be an attendant waiting, and that attendant would take Sam and the rest of the folks up to the theater where he was going to perform. Then he would come back down after the show, get his car here, and go up to Las Vegas and spend the night there, then drive back here on Saturday. So it's Friday evening, April 10th. The attendant was out here waiting, but Sam Kinison never showed up. So this is where Sam was supposed to perform his shows, his 3 sold-out shows. Dawn Celebrity Theater, Friday night being the first show. Packed house waiting for him. Unfortunately, he never made it. Just outside the theater is a wall of photos, and you can see there's one for Sam Kinison. So this is the section of Needles Highway where the crash occurred. Heading down that way is the city of Needles. You can see the entering Needles city limits sign there. So that's south, and then north, probably another 20 or so miles is Laughlin, Nevada. But we know this is the site because every year around the anniversary of Sam's death, Bill Kinison comes out here and spends a few minutes remembering his brother. And one year there was a Sam Kinison lookalike got a hold of Bill Kinison and asked if he could meet him out here. So they got together and they took a picture out here at the site, and you can see the mountain range in the back. These buildings just off to the right a little bit, those are all on the Arizona side of the Colorado River. But this is the site. Unfortunately, the death certificate says it was on Highway 95, which is incorrect. And we know that because not only Bill Kinison now says, even this year says that it's Needles Highway, but there was a reporter or a photographer for the local newspaper was eating dinner at a diner just down the road in Needles here, and people started coming in saying there was a bad accident up the road. So she got in her car and came up here and took some pictures and things, and this is where she came to, and this is where she describes. And also one of the ambulance drivers has said this is where it was. So unfortunately it was a mistake on the death certificate labeling it Highway 95. but it was right here on Needles Highway. Just another angle. But Sam and Malika and his brother and Carl in the van apparently saw the truck was on the wrong side of the road, and Sam started slowing down and kept slowing down, and the truck wasn't moving over, and the truck ended up hitting him head on right here. And unfortunately, Sam was not wearing a seatbelt, neither was Malika for that matter. And Sam's head went into the windshield, and his upper body, his chest and upper stomach and things went into the steering wheel. So he had a lot of internal injuries. And Malika was cut up pretty bad too. So this is the hospital that Sam and Malika were brought to. Now back in 1992, this was called Needles Deserts Communities Hospital. But same hospital, same layout, it's just a different company bought it and changed the name. So this is where Sam and Malika were brought into via ambulance. And for all intent and purposes, Sam was probably dead by the time he arrived. However, the ER doctor on duty did continue to try and do some life-saving measures, but at some point he was pronounced dead. Now Malika had injuries that kept her in this hospital for a couple days, but once Sam was pronounced dead, they did an autopsy, and then his body was taken to a local mortuary because his body was going to be picked up by Forest Lawn Hollywood, which is where his memorial service was going to be held. So now this is where Sam's body was brought after the autopsy to wait again for Forest Lawn Hollywood to come pick him up and take him back to Los Angeles for his memorial service. So probably brought in that roll-up door right there. So now while Sam and Malika were put in ambulances and taken to the hospital, Sam's Trans Am was towed here to this tow yard in Needles. And this is actually where I've lost track of his car. You know, I don't know if the insurance company scrapped it or if it was sold at an auction and somebody bought it and has a private collection, or there's those museums that are around the country that have famous or infamous cars, you know, and I don't know if it's in one of those, but I haven't been able to find where it is. I talked to a guy here at the lot, and he wasn't around in 1992, and he doesn't believe there's records from 1992, but I would have kept that one anyway, but that's just me. But anyway, I can't find anything about what happened to his car after it was towed here. Now, short of going to the DMV, the California DMV, if anybody knows anything about Sam Kinison's car, you know, leave it in the comments. But anyway, I'm curious. But it could just be that the insurance company totaled it and it was just scrapped, you know, squished. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Sam Kinison's last day. Very unfortunate, quite a talent. I was able to see him one time live, but should have gone to some other shows in hindsight. Now, when the accident happened, there was people coming to the show here in Laughlin, and they actually passed the accident scene not knowing who was involved in the accident. And then there was other folks already here at the resort waiting in the theater, and after a time the resort started giving people free drinks because they were waiting so long, and then finally they had to make the unfortunate announcement that the show would not be happening. Now, before I close out, I do want to thank Scott Michaels with Dearly Departed Tours for allowing me to use his death certificate and the photograph of Sam Kinison's crashed car. I really do appreciate that. And if you haven't checked out Scott's channel, check out Dearly Departed Tours with Scott Michaels, and please enjoy all his videos. He is a wealth of knowledge on Hollywood, you know, mysteries and death and things like that, but he has great videos and does a great job. And fingers crossed he ends up opening his museum back up at some point in time. But with that, I want to thank you for watching, and we will see you on our next Discover This adventure.